This is a presentation on shares. And shares are equity instrument that entitles their holders to receive dividends and hold ownership interest in a company. Shares gives the holders the entitlement to receive dividend and to be part of the owners of the company. Raising of capital. Capital can be raised in different forms. But one, capital can be raised by prospectus. This involves directly issuing shares to the general public to subscribe. Number two, by placing. Placing of shares can be done publicly or privately. This occurs when shares are offered to a few large institutions that are investors, that's the private placing, while the public placing is through exchange. By right offers means shares being offered to existing shareholders, and this is actually the cheapest method of raising capital or raising new capital by right offers. And offer for sale. The issuing house that initially bought up all the shares offers them for sale to members of the public. So these are the four ways that capital can be raised. There are different types of shares. First is the preference shares. Preference shares are shares that have preference rights to some reasonable level of profit before other shares. These shares have some features. The holders do not have voting rights. Their shares can be redeemed. Their shares can be converted to ordinary shares. And they are entitled to dividend at a fixed rate. The second type of share is the ordinary shares. The shares are also called equity shares. They are entitled to the remaining profit after other shares have been paid. The features of this share include they have voting rights, they are risk bearers, and they receive the last dividend. Number three, we have the deferred shares. Deferred shares are also known as founder shares. They are issued to the promoters of the business and the management. They carry the right to the remaining of undistributed profit after other ordinary shares have been paid. So the preference shares are paid first before other shares. The ordinary shares now share what is left after preference has been paid, and then the deferred shares are entitled to the remaining after ordinary shareholders have been paid. Now, issue of shares. Shares can be issued at par. At par means the shares are issued at the nominal price, a price, and the nominal value is equal to the issued price. It can be issued at discount. That means it can be issued at a price below the nominal value. And it can be issued at premium. This is a price above nominal value. When accounting for issue of shares, different things to consider: collection of money at once on application and a collection of money by installment. Shares at par, payable in full on application. This is where shares are issued at a value equal to the nominal value. The entry is to debit bank and credit application. be the total amount of the application, then debit application and credit ordinary shares. When the payment is in installment and not in full, the following steps are taken. After the invitation has been made to the public, applications are received. The excess money are refunded to unsuccessful applicants. Application money will be held against money payable on allotment. The balance of the allotment are received first call, second call, as the case may be, until the final receipt, because it's an installment. So shareholders are allowed to pay in installment, first call, second call, third call, as the case may be, until the final call. And so the accounting entries when money is received on application is the debit bank and credit application. When shares are allotted, the debit allotment, debit application and allotment, and credit ordinary shares. When there's a refund, debit application, credit bank. When there's excess application, money retained, the debit application, credit allotment. Money are received and allotment, the debit bank, credit allotment. And calls are made, the debit call, credit share capital. When the first call money is received, the debit bank, credit first call. And continues that way until the final call is made, where you also debit final call and credit share capital. And when the final call money is received, you debit bank and you credit final call. Thank you.